Welcome back to part 2 of the 2024 NBA Draft Predictions. Today we'll be looking at picks 11 and 20, starting off with the Chicago Bulls. And with the 11th pick, they will select Cody Williams from Colorado. Demonstrating a strong feel for the game during March Madness, Williams has the physical prowess and mental fortitude to become a secondary facilitator who can fight through injuries. Given how many injuries the Bulls had to deal with last season, Williams can be relied upon to fight through the screens and find the open spots on offense. Williams shot the ball well in field goal and also three-point range, albeit with a small sample size. I'm not exactly sure how well his jump shot will translate to the NBA, but if he focuses on driving to the net and passing the ball around, things will work out just fine for him. The OKC have picked 12, and after this recent playoff run, they could use some help taking pressure off Chet down low. Rather than take another shooter in Dalton Connect, I think OKC will lean towards a guy like Kyle Filipowski. As one of the best passing big men in this year's draft, his court vision is excellent. It makes it easier to find open guys for the three. During March Madness, Filipowski would go set screens at the top of the three-point mark and would sometimes get the ball in that area. His three-point shooting percentage improved from 28% in his freshman year to 35% in sophomore season. In the modern NBA, having a center who can get teammates space, spread the ball around, and improve the long-range shooting technique is extremely valuable against teams with an all-star big man. I would be lying if I said I wasn't surprised Malik Monk returned to the Sacramento Kings. Nevertheless, if the Kings want to compete in the West, the team needs to get as many bucket getters as possible, which is why I mocked them as getting Terrence Shannon Jr. If you're lucky enough to see Shannon Jr.'s highlights, you'll know he can score anywhere regardless if there's a defender on him or not. He's an aggressive shooting guard who ranked third all conference in points per game and is an effective passer. Now, although Shannon lacks some of the defensive and athletic capabilities as someone like Cody Williams, Shannon has a more refined offensive game. Last year, Shannon was ranked third all-conference in points per game, and if I had to pick the most underrated player in this draft, I'm going to go with this guy. At pick 14, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give DeAndre Ayton some competition, so let's go with DaRon Holmes II. I think something that's interesting is that for each season, Holmes increased the amount of three-pointers he took, with the three-point average increasing year after year. At 6'9", you might be surprised that he plays center, but he plays bigger than what he actually is. His stats are very similar to Filipowski's, and Duke had a stronger team. A small noticeable detail is when he drives to the net, he's good at holding onto the ball, which is an underrated component some big men in the NBA have a hard time with. Moreover, his ability to use his center of gravity against bigger opponents makes it easier for Holmes to box out. The Miami Heat needed another guard after rumors began to circulate about Tyler Hero getting traded and Jimmy Butler not getting his asking price. I've seen a lot of mock drafts having USC's Isaiah Collier going here, but I think an even better fit would be Tyler Kolek. The reason I chose Kolek is because compared to Collier, he has a higher average in rebounding, assists, shooting percentage, and less turnovers. Kolek's playmaking ability is arguably top 3 in this draft, and I think Pat Riley would want someone who is a talented distributor who can be trusted in the half-court game. With his flashy playmaking ability, I could see Kolek becoming a fan favorite. So next up is the volunteer with the top 3 shot in this draft, and that'll be Tennessee's Dalton Connect. At 24 years old, Connect can have an immediate impact for the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a team that is in win-now mode, led by a top 3 big man in Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, who is expected to get a massive pay raise. In order to capitalize on these two players' potential in their prime, Connect can be that X factor to help lead the 76ers in a playoff push. A Naismith Trophy finalist, and he set a program record for Tennessee, scoring 35 plus points 6 different times. I think the Sixers are in a good position to draft several different players, but Connect would be an excellent addition to this team. For the Lakers, it's unsure which direction the team looks to take going forward. Do they want to trade several pieces for a superstar? All the Lakers can really do is draft a guy who can play off Anthony Davis well until his contract expires in 2028. Isaiah Collier could be that guy who isn't outstanding at any one particular thing, but is good in many different areas. He has a reliable mid-range game who gets to the free-throw line, and I do worry about his free throw percentage if he is going to try to get those foul calls, but Collier doesn't need to start right away. He can spend a year learning the game from D'Angelo Russell, getting acquainted with the Lakers culture, and I could see his play style being reminiscent to Kyle Lowry's. So this next one might be my hottest take, but just hear me out. I have Zach Edey to the Orlando Magic. Easily the most polarizing player that's in this draft. Edey put up historic numbers for Purdue, taking them all the way to the finals against UConn and becoming a 2-time Naismith Player of the Year. The 300-pound Canadian center with a 7'10" wingspan is essentially a tree on wheels. What makes this controversial is that I see most mock drafts having Edey going at the end of the first round due to his slow feet and massive size. It has many wondering how well his endurance will translate to the NBA. And it's all valid concerns, but here's the thing. Orlando has no good centers. Having Edey allows Paolo Banchero to space the floor and give more opportunities for those second chance rebounds. If Edey grabs rebounds without bringing the ball down, there's a good chance that he's going to get fouled. So if I'm being honest, this is a high risk, high reward kind of a pick, but it could pay off so well for the Magic. With the departure of Pascal Siakam and the season-ending injury to Jakob Poeltl, it's time to explore drafting another big man. Emmanuel Quickley is going to get paid soon, and continuing to pay guys like Poeltl $19.5 million a season could create some issues. For a couple different reasons, I think Baylor's Yves Missi would be a guy I could see Masai Ujiri drafting. Apart from the salary cap being a potential issue in the future, Missi came from Cameroon and has a similar body frame to Siakam. At the end of the year press conference, Ujiri hinted at possibly drafting, quote, a backup big that is young and suits us. Missi is a great two-way center who can block, spin his way to the net, and play a similar game to Siakam. As for the final pick of this video, the Cleveland Cavaliers are on the board. This is a weird team to choose for because it seems like almost anyone is up for grabs in a trade, so predicting what they need isn't all that easy. Rumor has it Donovan Mitchell will stay and sign an extension, meaning that Darius Garland is likely to leave. If that happens, the Cavaliers should draft Devin Carter. He's a point guard who's shifty, has high hops, and is able to play off ball. On defense, he handles off-ball switches well and will stay with his man the entire time. Upon watching his game film, it showed shades of a prime Derrick Rose. As the 2023-24 Big East Player of the Year, Carter is capable of being a 3-and-D player, allowing Mitchell to run the offense. But if Mitchell decides to leave, Carter can work off of Garland and allow him to be the ball-dominant guard that he once was. But that's going to wrap up part 2 of the NBA mock draft. Tune in for part 3 and see the final 10 predictions. What were your thoughts on these picks? Are there any that you like, any that you don't like? Don't forget to like and share to see more content just like this. Take care and have a great day.